There's emerging research suggesting it may not be where your hormone levels land that drive how you feel, it's how much they fluctuate. So this makes sense. Take two women with identical estradiol numbers. They can have completely different symptom experiences. And we know that. And that's why that number isn't really something that we need. It's because that single static measurement cannot capture the variability. That's exactly why your lab results and your lived experiences don't match. Okay, here's another ask your doctor moment. If a hormone lab value isn't going to change how we approach things, is it still worth doing? And why not? So think about a lab drawn in a clinic like a dot on a graph. If it happened to land on a day when estradiol is at its peak, the results will likely come back flagged as elevated. Even though if you were to check 2 weeks before or 1 week after, the number can be completely different. That's especially challenging because perimenopause is a multi year pattern, not a single moment event. So, in other words, your results can look completely different depending on the day you have a lab drawn. One data point is real, it absolutely is. It's just not the whole picture. Truthfully, it's not even a piece of it. This is exactly why ACOG and other major guidelines advise against using a single FSH drawn to diagnose perimenopause if you're after 45 years old. The day to day variability makes one value completely unreliable. One draw might fall in the menopause range, while the next one might not be at all. So ask your doctor. What would help you get a clearer picture of what's going on with me? Many women don't realize that menopause is actually a single day event. I know we always talk about menopause as the whole enchilada, and that's kind of usually why I call it the menopause transition because that word is so ingrained in us. But the true definition of menopause is just 12 months without a period. So 12 months after that last menstrual period or your LMP. And once you've had that final period and it's passed, this is a new stage. This is when the hormone picture stabilizes. That snapshot problem you had and we all have during perimenopause, making it so hard to capture, no longer applies. Because think about it, there's no more cycles, there's no more mid-month surges, there's no more luteal progesterone. LH just remains stable and elevated a little bit. Estradiol settles into its new stable baseline, and then FSH has risen because remember, that's the one that's telling the pituitary to get to work. It's risen and just stays up. And truthfully, it's after your last menstrual period, that 12 months after, very likely you would be able to use the FSH as an actual number to diagnose that exact idea. Because if it is at or above 30, that is a meaningful point. So, in other words, menopause is an important day. From here on, the chaos stops and the tools finally match the moment. Ask your doctor moment. Now that I've reached menopause, which labs, if any, do we still need going forward?